Hey everybody, this is Guro Francis, Big Boy Screaming Door, and today's another episode of Bayani Talk. Hey everybody, this is Guro Francis, Big Boy Screaming Door, and today's another episode of Bayani Talk. And today we're going to talk about the strengths and weaknesses of teaching out of your home versus teaching out of a studio. But before I do that, please don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget that notification button so you're alerted the next time another video drops. So let's get right into this. So a couple weeks ago, I had a family that moved from Virginia to Riverside County because the husband is in the military, so they get transferred a lot. But they were looking for a Filipino martial arts school within their area to start teaching their children. They were very much excited. They were very much like, you know, I'm pretty much the only one that they found that they really liked. But then when I told them that I teach out of my home, they said, no, we need you to teach at a studio. So now let me be very, very, very clear here. I'm not saying teaching out of a home and teaching out is better than teaching out of a studio or vice versa. Okay, but there's some strengths and weaknesses that the teaching out of a home does compared to teaching in the studio. First of all, a studio costs money. Okay, and with teaching at a studio, so that means that my price has to raise it to the point where I have to make some profit. I have to make a profit because I have to pay for the studio space. Okay, does that make sense so far? Now, because of that, you also are competing with other martial arts schools out there. So now you have to keep your price competitive, but sometimes that competitive range is very, very minimal. So a lot of my colleagues do is they bring it up in volumes as far as more students coming to the same session. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. What I'm just saying is this is where teaching out of my garage is extremely beneficial. One, because I'm already paying for rent. I'm paying for the mortgage of that house. So no matter what, I'm paying for it. I have other sources of income that covers that. Teaching out of my home, I teach my price, and my price is pretty much 98% of that is a profit margin for me. I'm not bragging, but that's just the God honest truth. But because of that, I don't need a lot of students at the same class to be there at the same time. Okay, I can just have a very small class, and we all know that if we're saying that in-person class training is better than video training, then that means the more people in the class, the less one-on-one time you have with the instructor. Because I teach out of my home, I don't need to have 30 or 40 students per session. I can get away with 7, 10, the most 15 per session, and you get more one-on-one time with me. You get more and more one-on-one time with me. If I decide to go over that 1 hour class, guess what? Who cares? Because it's my house. I don't really need to worry about it, okay? But ultimately, if we're talking about Filipino martial arts was taught in the backyard, in the driveway, in the garages, way back in the day. There was no studio back in the Philippines when they're teaching FMA. FMA is taught in the environment that they have. Okay, so I mean, and then again, let me put it to the bottom line, is that if there was, heaven forbid, that, knock on wood, that if you ever get into a street fight, it's not gonna look like a studio. It's gonna look like a pavement street. Okay, I mean, so if we're talking about why is it better to be in a studio, I really don't know. Do I see benefits of it being in a studio? Yeah, the mere fact that it's a studio, it looks nice, it's great. But as far as training is concerned, I don't really see why teaching out of a home and teaching out of a studio is actually better or worse. I don't know, do you agree? Comment down below. Hey, but if you are looking for a school that teaches in his home, and you're in the Riverside County area, and if you're in Orange County, I'm in Orange County right now, I'm in Fullerton where we train at, please visit us at www.fmaschool.com. Until then, my name is Guro Francis. Peace out, God bless, and keep swinging them sticks.